Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to all the members of the company for attending our meeting today. So, before we begin our meeting, I would like to introduce the board members or the committee members of the company. So, the CEO or Chief Executive Officer of our company is Mr. Arman. Next, Mr. Fizul is the head of HR, Human Resources. The position of head of finance is held by Mr. Khalid, and last but not least, me myself, Mr. Fadila, holding the position of personnel officer in the company. So the name of our company is the KV Company. So the objectives or goals of our company is first to be a company that is free from gender discrimination among the employer and employees in the company. Secondly, to emphasize the practice of gender equality between everyone in the company, as it is very important for everyone to treat each other equally regardless of their differences. So the issue that we are going to discuss today in our meeting is the workplace gender discrimination and harassment that is currently happening in the not only in our company but also in other big companies. How does the issues impact the company? So this issue gives very gives some negative influence impact to company. So first of all, this issue will make the company unable to achieve our objective or the goals just now, as we said that um, we want to be a company that is free from gender discrimination or gender inequality. Next, it also can destroy or ruin our company reputation as the society will criticize or bad mouth in our company. And lastly, it will affect the performance of our workers and our employees because they feel scared or embarrassed to be working in such a bad and terrible company. So the purpose of our meeting today is to discuss and weigh the suggestion from each and every one of us today, and secondly to choose the best free solution to be implemented in our company later. So without further ado, I would like to invite our CEO to share his suggestions. You may share your screen.
Okay, good evening and hello everyone. Thank you, Mr. Fadila Aiman, for inviting me to this to give my my idea for this gender discrimination. So for my plan to prevent this gender discrimination happen in workplace is to provide training on unconscious bias. So first, I might introduce you what is unconscious bias. Unconscious bias is defined as prejudice or uncertain judgment against in favor against one thing, a person, or group as compared to another, in a way that it is usually considered unfair without realizing it. In this case, we favor men more than women. So unconscious bias can have a big impact on a company that have people-related decision at work, especially when it comes to the recruitment, promotion, performance, and management. In this case, the individual might the individual marital status become the barrier for the promotion at the workplace. So we must bear in mind that unconscious bias is the vital component for gender discrimination. So to prevent this from happening again, we must set in mind for all the employees to prevent all employees by providing training on unconscious bias. So the things needed before this training is first, we must examine company practices. So what is meant by company practices is we must observe what is happening in the company, like what happened, like is there any harassment happen in the company, or is there any mistreat on women by the men in the company. So the second is manager involvement. Manager involvement is crucial to make this training more effective, as all the employees in this company must work together to prevent this happening again. So the third one is we must include relevant scenarios. These scenarios must happening in the workplace so that they will become related to the training. So the training contents must include recognizing bias in their thoughts, which mean by discerning they will know what is the bias, and so that it will be not become unconscious again. The second one is considering where the bias came from, like is that happening in the past experience or like traumas. The third one, examining data that contradicts the negative stories. And the last one, deepening their insight and empathy for the experiences and challenges of others. Okay, this last one is the most important part in this training, as the empathy will make them lower their judgment for others, so they will become more equal in the gender equality. So that's it for me, and I'll pass the mic again to the chairman, Mr. Fadil Aiman.
Thank you, Mr. Arman. So next, I will pass the next part to our head of HR, Mr. Hafizul, to share his suggestion to the solution.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So, before I start my presentation for my suggestion or solution, I would like to tell you a bit about gender inequality. This problem has been already happened long time ago, but that kind of thinking or mindset is still live in our society right now. So, which is, I mean, like this kind of thinking is where men it's much more better than women in any uh, aspect. Especially, we're going to focus on the workplace where where discrimination happen towards women. So, to protect women in the company or in our company or others company, I would suggest that we have a clear policy on discrimination toward women. So basically, this policy will protect women from any discrimination um, or action regarding the harassment towards women. So basically, this kind of policy will take or uh, will get the report from the employees, and any report will go into an investigation. And once it is true that the victim has been harassed by the other employees, termination will take place. I would say termination is a way that the leader could scare the other employees that this kind of matter is actually being taken, I mean, like being taken seriously. That's mean there will not be sexual or discrimination or harassment toward women in the workplace. Thus, I will say that women will much more feel safer to go to workplace and just focus on their job, and don't need to thinking about is there any harassment that going to happen to them on that day in the workplace. So basically, this kind of policy actually will make those employees scared to do this action, because nowadays it's quite hard to find a job once you are blacklisted already. So this will making them will feel much more respect toward each other, uh, and this kind of solution or suggestion is actually it's quite easy to be implemented in a workplace, because okay, let's say uh, the company is trying to recruit more workers. The interviewer or the boss should be included the policies inside the contract, so that those workers will feel like, okay, this is the place that I want to be, because I will feel more protected from any gender discrimination. So next, there might be downside for my solution. Might some guys might think that um, why these policies only protecting women? Because nowadays we also hear some cases about men also being discriminated in the workplace. So basically, to balance it, I would suggest that these policies should be protecting women and men in so that it will create a more good environmental working place. So what are the benefits of from my suggestion is actually it will create an environmental of trust where each of the workers trust each other without any worry about what could happen that day. And thus, actually, when they just focus on their work, they will increase their productivity. This will make them easy to be achieving their goal, and also reducing the cost, the money cost. Because, as example, like there's a project that needs to be done in 1 month, but they already done it in 2 weeks. That means the cost for other 2 weeks they could use it for another project. This is because their productivity has been increased, so the quality and the quantity of their work also increased. So I would say that's only for my suggestion. So I would pass it back to Mr. Fadila Iman, to continue this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hafizul, for the sharing as now. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Khalif to share his opinion and suggestion regarding this issue.
Please unmute yourself, Khalif. Unmute.
Good evening, everyone. A good day to everyone. And let's go back to the problem where employers are still discriminating against women of childbearing age, and employees are reluctant to hire women who might start a family soon. For the most part, this reluctance is based on the number assumption that I could say is rapidly outdated, such as the assumption that the woman won't return to work once they had a baby. The assumption that it will be women and not men who will become the primary caregiver is also the obstacle to solve this problem. And I would say this is a problem that is regarding to traditional gender roles. And these traditional gender roles are very slow to change. Women do at least twice as much work, housework and care work at home than men. And to further surprise, they are unpaid. And when unpaid and paid work combined, women works more hours than men daily. Uh, I think everyone is agree that balancing work and family responsibilities and lack of access to affordable care services is the major challenge to women at work. So I would like to suggest that by expanding the provision of accessible and high quality of care services, and create a decent job in the care economy, such as public services for children, early childhood education, disability and long-term care, as well as elder care, so that women will be more confident to go for work and focus on their job without worrying about their children or their parent. But some might not agree because parents should spend more time with their children. I would say this is totally wrong, as they can spend their time with their children after working. And I hope my suggestion will be considered, as I think this might help to close the gender gap and stop the discrimination against women at workplace. This glass ceiling issue has been a culture issue and will be continue as a cultural issue. If we don't have solution to solve it, it will be continue as cultural issue. Tackling gender stereotyping is very important. It is where the roots of the problem lies. There should be no choice whether to become a mother or professional. There should be both, and so every woman can fulfill their potential. Thank you. That's all for me. Back to you, Mr. Fadila.
Thank you, Sir Alif. So next, I will present, share my own opinion regarding this issue. My suggestion for to solve this issue, to solve this cultural issue is by awareness raising and campaigns. So according to a report titled Sexual Harassment Industry Report 2016 by Kelp HR, about 56% respondents think that anything that involves touch, tantamount, or related to sexual harassment. So this report also stated that 10% of the respondents are unaware that sexual harassment is a crime, and another 20% of them have no idea about the Prevention of the Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act. So this data reflects the ambiguity regarding the concept of sexual harassment. So the key takeaway is the significance of creating more awareness and building a culture that ensures the safety of employees or anyone else associated at the workplace. So this kind of solution or this kind of solution also, it might encourage the victims to raise their voice up, and it is also important for them to speak up if they are having or they are facing this kind of issue at the workplace. So how can we make this solution is by first one is to displaying posters. So the posters you can display it in the lobby or at the reception so that everyone can see it and everyone can read it. This poster we can include this poster. Uh, we can state that the company or our company has zero tolerance to gender discrimination or zero tolerance to any sexual harassment or any issues related to this cultural issue or these problems, so that and anyone can reach out to the person or to the organization that uh, that that we include their contact number in the poster so that they can reach out either the manager or the higher ups or any responsible person. The next one is sorry, is by set up awareness session. So this it is the responsibility or the task. Sorry, it is the responsibility of the employers or the managers to organize a workshop an awareness program at regular intervals. For example, like twice a year or each month or once a month. Sorry, for that so that the employees exposed to the and alert about this issue that currently being quite concerned to us in the society. So, in addition to this, I would like also to promote anonymous complaint so that no complaint left over or left up, so that everyone can it can encourage everyone or any victims that having this issue so that they can speak up and raise their voices so that they don't feel scared uh, to expose their names or their problems. So I think that's all for me just now. And next, I would open this to solution and discussion. I'm sorry, open this meeting to discussion regarding the solution. So anyone?
Everyone, for me, I would like to agree for three of you for the suggestion, because like awareness policies and all the campaign will open up the mind of society how severe it can be if we ignore it. So I believe this action will make a change to the workplace and also help women to be more confident in workplace.
Thank you, Mr. Khalif. Anyone else?
So hello, good evening again. So basically, all of the ideas that has been presented are actually good. So it's quite hard to be choose the top three of the solution. So in my opinion, actually, we could combine some of the idea to be, how to say, to be as a major idea, and then maybe like we can combine the unconscious bias and the campaign, whereby each of the topic I would say um, a bit quite same, actually quite similar, the way that how they to give to make, how to say, to make the employees to be aware that what's wrong in our company, how actually what is actually happened in the workplace. So I would say I would prefer that those four ideas being accepted, that we can be combined, maybe two of them. I think that's all for my suggestion.
Thank you, Mr. Hafizul. So I would like also to state my opinion regarding these matters. So I think all of the solution just now is very good and it's a great idea. And I also very agree with Mr. Hafizul just now. That is, we can combine both of my solution and Mr. Arman solution just now. However, I would like us to propose also, we can also combine, uh, Mr. Hafizul and my suggestion just now is by displaying the policy through the poster, and we can put the poster at the lobby or at the office so that everyone is aware and everyone can read it so that they know how to overcome this problem or how to face this problem whenever they are facing harassment or facing other issue related to sexual uh, discrimination or sexual inequality or gender inequality. So,
Yeah, I'll talk about my opinion. So I agree with Mr. Hafizul and Fadila Iman points to combine the the suggestions so that they will feel so that workers will feel safe at workplace. And by this, they will focus more on their jobs without thinking about other problems. For Mr. Hafizul, this suggestion, it is stated that it will be written in their contract, so it will be strict. And if they happen to be gender discrimination, their contract might be terminated and they might lose their job. For Mr. Fadila Iman, they will make they will make employees feel comfortable by building a culture that ensures safety at workplace. So that is my opinion, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aman. So it seems that we have come to conclusion that the best three solution is the solution by Mr. Hafizul, Mr. Khalif, and Mr. Arman just now. Also, we can combine my opinion whether with Mr. Arman or Mr. Hafizul so that we can improve the solution to this issue. So, does anyone have rejection regarding this matter, or everyone agree? Can state your opinion before we end our meeting.
I will definitely support everyone's idea.
Sam Garcia, I would like to agree with the last suggestion.
I also agree with everyone's suggestion and Mr. Fadila final conclusion.
So it seems that the solution, the best solution that we choose for this from this meeting is first by policy by Mr. Fizul, Mr. Khalif by his point is expanding accessible and high quality care services, and Mr. Ahmad just now by training on unconscious bias that might be combined with my point, which is the campaign and awareness raising just now. So I think that's all. I think this meeting has. I will end this meeting, and I would like to also to thank everyone for your time to attend our meeting, and we will see again. We will meet again in another meeting, in the next meeting. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.